We are now ready for our first print and to set up our first Z offset, as well as do our first bed mesh with the temperature saving method, and we'll walk through all that. So I've already set my extruder to 140 and my bed to 70 to preheat everything. I'll be running PET-G. You want to make sure you have the printer home before you send a print, and it doesn't look like it is, so we're going to do a home all. Now that the home all is complete, I'm going to go to Tools and run a Z-Tilt Adjust to level the bed side to side. And then I'm going to run a Home Z. So we will go into the slicer, go to Prepare. So I have the K2 Plus material only called up for the printer profile, smooth plate, which is my glacier plate. I have all the filaments mapped to the CFS, and I have my PET-G profile called up. So we're going to do a one layer print just to test the first layer. We'll right click on the plate, add a testing primitive cube. With that selected, come up here to scale, and we're going to go 100 by 100. My first layer height is 0.24, so we'll set this to 0.24. You see the 0.24 layer height over here in the profile. I'm going to right click on the part, go down to change filament, make sure we have the material we want called, which is PET-G. We are going to slice plate, and we'll send the print. Make sure we're on the right printer. PET-G, 1A PET-G. Start print. Okay. If we go into fluid here, we can watch the console, see what it's doing. It's finding its Z height. It's going to do a Z-Tilt Adjust. So now if you look down in the console here, start print, waiting for the extruder to reach 140C, which it's at. Now it's looking for a 70C 0C bed mesh. It doesn't exist, so it's going to create it, and it's going to soak for 5 minutes. This soak time was a variable I showed you in an earlier video in the override.config, which if you pre-soak your printer, you can take that time down. But the 70C 0C is 70 for your bed and 0 for your chamber heater. So it's going to use those two values to determine what the mesh is going to be called. Our 5-minute wait is over. It's now doing another Z-tilt adjust after the preheat. And we're now going to start our 19 by 19 mesh. This will take around 20 to 25 minutes. Mesh is done and loaded, and we're heating the extruder up to temperature now. If we go to tune, we can see that we have a 70C_00C bed mesh. Now that we're printing, we're going to have to end up adjusting the Z offset. We'll go to settings, expert mode, Z offset. I'm going to change it to 0.010. We'll let it start printing and see how it's doing. It's actually looking very, very good as is. So just for the sake of being able to show it, I'm going to change the offset to 0.005, and we're going to move it 0.005 away from the bed. So we'll hit down once, and you can see the offset here. If you look in fluid, it is also showing the same 0.005 in fluid. Now on the screen I hit the down arrow, and that moved it a positive 0.005. In fluid, if I hit the down arrow, it actually moves it a negative 0.005. So the buttons in fluid are opposite of what they are on the screen. And fluid was developed before there was the Core XY printer. So these arrows were actually moving the nozzle up and down, not the bed up and down, which is why they seem backwards. We'll go ahead and put the positive 0.005 back in. Now that the print is finishing up, remember the Z offset off of the screen, the 0.005, because when the print finishes, it will be zeroed out in the software. So you have to remember what it is. Print completed. As you can see, the Z offset was zeroed out. Now as that's cooling down, we're going to come back into fluid here. And the first thing we're going to do is go to Tune. And we are going to save config and restart to save that bed mesh to the bottom of printer config. Anytime it runs a new bed mesh like it did on this print, we have to go through this step or we'll lose it. So there's the information it's going to save. Save config and restart. Well, that's restarting and the nozzle is still hot. I'm going to clean any plastic off the nozzle. Okay, we're back up. We're going to go to configuration, printer.config, scroll all the way to the bottom. So here's our bed mesh default that's saved. And here's our new mesh, bed mesh 70C0C. So now we have that saved and it can be recalled anytime we run a print that uses 70 and 0. We will back out of here. Now we're going to go to custom. We're going to go to overrides.config. We just ran PETG. So we changed the offset 0.005. And it was a positive number, so make that change in here, and the next time we run a PETG print, it will pull in this offset. So on this one, go over here and do a save and restart. Do not do the offset and overrides config before you save the bed mesh, or you will lose the bed mesh. Always save the bed mesh first. Now while it's doing that, we will remove the print. And I don't know how well this will show up on camera, but overall that's pretty good looking first layer. So now just for comparison, we'll run a second print. And because we did a restart, we're going to home all. We've already cleaned the nozzle. Everything's home, so now we're going to do a Z tilt adjust. Home Z. Go back to Creality Print, Preview, and we're just going to send the same file back over. Correct printer, correct material, start print. Now while it's starting, we're going to go back to Fluid. So that's where it waited 5 minutes to soak last time before it did a bed mesh, but if you look down here in the console, you can see that it found the mesh it was looking for, so it's going to go right into printing. While we're waiting for the extruder to heat up, see if we can find it. Okay, so right here it sent the material PET-G, and now it called the Z offset 0.005 that we put in overrides config up, and if we look back in fluid, there's our 0.005 offset. So once you have a bed mesh set at a certain temperature, when you rerun prints that use those temperatures, it will not bed mesh every time. If something happens and the bed mesh seems to be off, you can always go back into tune here, and you could hit the delete button over here and then do a save config. It will delete it out, and the next time you run that temperature combination, it will redo the mesh. Looking down in there, that print is looking pretty good. That print is now finished. So we have our bed mesh saved from the previous print, and we have our Z offset saved from the previous print, so we don't have to make any changes. Take a quick look at this print. So a few strings on it, but overall looking like a pretty good first layer. This completes this video. In the next video, I will walk through the camp and plate bed mesh options.